Welcome to J Lowe Artist YouTube channel. Today's tutorial will be white pencils on black paper. So we're going to use white charcoal and white Prismacolor. The charcoal because it blends easily, and the Prismacolor because it's very opaque and bright. So with those two pencils on black construction paper, you can use black illustration board, you can use matte board, but something very black works the best. And then you just leave the dark parts out and you draw the light parts. So that's what we'll be doing today. Come along and draw with me.
So we're going to start with our white charcoal, and so I'm going to set my erasers and everything aside. I'm even going to set this little cotton swab aside. Just start with the white charcoal. When you're looking at how much space you have, and then you look at your scrap, you think, okay, if I had her hair kind of coming over to this side here, somewhere in there, and I want it to kind of come up to the top somewhere about right up in there, that would make that microphone about right in here somewhere. And if you wanted to, you could just kind of put in some little, just say that's where the microphone goes. Her hand then is going to be over here somewhere. That's a finger. Here's another finger. Okay, see what's happening? I'm not drawing anything in. I'm just kind of saying this is where I want it to go. And from there, that gives me my parameters. Now I can start drawing things in there. And I can start with maybe the top of the hair. And I'm not going to do edges. You can always increase or decrease your edges. So I'm just going to do the light part. I'm just looking at the lightest parts and putting those in. Maybe that's not enough. Maybe I need to go up a little higher. So just put in those shapes of light, and you'll figure it out. It'll come through. There's a little bit of light over her shoulder right there. We can do that with our cotton swab. Do we need to know where her eyes are? Not really. We just let the shadows take care of themselves. This is a very quick way of drawing too, by the way, because there's so much you leave out. And I enjoy it, just probably more than the normal way of drawing. I'm not so worried about a lot of things. You can just kind of scribble it all in. There's a nose. I was also thinking we didn't have a ton of time today, so this is a good one for that. Everything here can be easily erased. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, that's not in the right place, draw it right first and then erase it. Erase what isn't right. If you erase it first, then you lose your point of reference. So that finger was in the wrong place. Well, some of it. Also, notice I haven't used the tip of my pencil yet, because this is all superficial. It's still sitting on the surface. If you wanted to, you could just smear it and it'd almost go away. Sometimes, and I do this often, I'll be drawing along and I'll think, I have no idea what I'm drawing. It's just kind of there, and you're like, I have no idea what it is. So, for example, right here up at the top where the hair was, I kind of put this little curve, and it didn't hit me until I was down here doing the ear, that's the top of the ear. So really, it doesn't matter what you're drawing, as long as your values are correct, it'll look okay. Now I have to just go through and analyze it and just say, okay, are my is everything kind of in the right place? Is it where it needs to be? Do I need to adjust it anywhere? If I do, this is the time to do it. If you want to, at this point, you can take that cotton swab and just kind of go over some things. You don't need it really bright right now, but if you want to smooth it out, you're welcome to. I like things smooth. So I'll just go through with my cotton swab and I'll just kind of smooth out a few things. You can use that eraser to get your edges nice and smooth. You can even use that eraser to pull out anything that you need to. With that white charcoal, though, it's so nice because it's so forgiving. There's so much you can do with it. Once you get a little bit of charcoal on your cotton swab, you can actually draw with that. So there are some times we just have a little bit of light here and there. Like I see a little bit up in here, and maybe I don't see it. Maybe I'm just thinking I see it, but I can go up in there and just pull a little bit of that out. I can even put in a little bit of very, very light, just to say, well, I see a little bit of an eye there, or the little wrinkle under the eye. If you don't see it that well, that's okay. Sometimes I read things into it. I just see what I want to see. You also may decide, no, I really don't want to blend it. I just want to keep that charcoal just as bright as it can be. That's up to you too. I like blending it, and then if I really want it to pop, I use Prismacolor. So when you're ready and to that point where you think, I really want that really bright, 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 I want it to really pop, then go ahead and use some Prismacolor. So I'm just going to go in and pick out the lightest areas. With my Prismacolor, I'm going to go over the top of my charcoal. And it doesn't pick up perfectly, but you will pick up a lot more contrast than you can with just charcoal. So you can start it wherever you want to start it. I always usually go to the eyes, but can't see the eyes. So again, you don't need that white Prisma everywhere, just here and there. I love that fingernail. You just leave it out, put a little streak of light to it, and voila, it's there. I think there's a spot where your eye makes kind of a mental shift from drawing all the shadows to drawing all the light. And you kind of have to be patient until that happens. And once it does, it's pretty easy. And kind of amazing too, I think. So you'll want to finish up as much as you can, and then sign it. Good place for a signature, maybe right here by the hand, or you could do it up in this darkness over here on her shoulder. That might be a good place for it.
Thanks for coming along with me on this little artistic journey today. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun. Hope you created something that you're proud to show other people. Remember, art isn't art until somebody else sees it. Art requires an audience. Also remember, art makes life better.